Welcome back to the channel, my friends. Warhammer Man Studios. I'm Warhammer Man, and today we're taking a look at a little bit of undisclosed information. This video is sponsored by CMO Games. More on that later. Alright, so obviously the Battleforces just launched, and we've gotten a little bit of information. I've gotten some feedback from people around the world about availability and some other issues. And then I just wanted to point out some sort of like undisclosed information or something that just kind of went by like the wayside in regards to the Battleforces and when they're actually going to ship out here. So obviously anybody could find out this information for themselves, but it's something that I have paid attention to very closely and I didn't see until now. So there was no specific mention as to like how long the Battleforces were going to be on pre-order for. I had mentioned when they first came out that I thought the queue system would be in place, which they were, and also that I was expecting a 2-week pre-order period. And now obviously if you have followed the channel for any amount of time, you know that I go through all of the relevant articles and we do our sort of like read and reactions and whatnot. And in none of the articles, as far as I know, as far as I can recall, was there ever a mention of the 2-week pre-order period. But now here we are on pre-order day, which is 11/11/2023. And we see that it does say here pre-order ships on or after launch day 11/24/2023. So normally the pre-orders would come on today and then they would launch a week from today. But this is a 2-week pre-order period. Now, is it a big deal? Probably not. I mean, most people are buying these for Christmas, or the extra week isn't going to be like a huge wrench in the gears that's just going to completely throw off their plans for what they were going to do with these Battleforces. And in the past, we have seen 2-week pre-order periods with them as well. Sometimes we've seen the queue system and other times we haven't. So there's not like a specific consistency that we would expect to see. But for me, with a big launch, you would expect them to put the queue system in, which they did. And then also with a big launch, you would expect them to put the 2-week pre-order period. So this isn't like a massive surprise or anything to me. And honestly, it's basically what I would expect them to do because it just makes the most sense. And also they have recently implemented like an ordering system for stores where the store basically tells them right away how many items they want. Games Workshop comes back and tells them for sure if they'll be able to get them. And then the store has the ability to add on more later in the week. And then finally, once they confirm, that's what Games Workshop ships out. So it does seem like they're trying to put more product in the right place. And that's great. It seems like Games Workshop is going out of their way to make sure that people are not going to have any like feel bads as far as what they were expecting to get and be able to sell and put up for pre-order for people to buy, and then what they end up delivering. And now here we are a few hours after the pre-orders have gone live here in the United States. And we can see that all of the boxes are still available. And I think that's specifically interesting for a couple of reasons. Because one, Games Workshop makes the most money selling in North America. Because if you look at the price here, $230 on this Christmas boxes, it's substantially higher even if you take into account currency exchange rate, if you were going into euros or if you were going into pounds. So we naturally get charged more in the United States or in North America. And I'm not saying it's the most because there's still some places like Australia and also some of the prices in Canada, which are pretty crazy. And I'm sure there's other places as well. But that being said, when you look at it from Games Workshop's perspective and you think, hey, I'm going to ship this box set either to the United States to sell and make more money on it, or I'm going to ship it to the rest of Europe and make a little bit more money, or I'm going to keep it here in the United Kingdom and sell it and make the least money. I think from a business perspective, it makes sense for them to ship the items to the place where they're going to make the most money on it. Now, obviously, long term, you don't want to not sell any boxes locally because then you're going to lose all your fans that really helped to grow the company before you expanded internationally. So you want to make sure that at least some of everything is going some places. But you can see how from a business perspective, from a making money perspective, if they're making a lot more money selling in the United States, which we know for a fact they are because they disclose it every year, semi-annually in their report because they're a publicly traded company, they have to. And that tells us what the profit margins are, and they are the highest in North America. So the Games Workshop pricing and sales model essentially says that it makes the most sense to make the most product, sell it in the United States, and make the most money on said product. But again, you don't expect them to go like complete extremes and only sell stuff in North America because that's bad for business, obviously. But you can understand how with an incentive to make more money selling in the United States, they would naturally send more product to the United States with hopes to make that higher margin. And I think that's why recently we're seeing that the box sets or like real popular items are selling out really, really quickly in the United Kingdom and also in Europe, but they tend to last a little bit longer in the United States. And that's basically confirmed with what's going on with these Battleforces, as I've already heard from multiple people that all of them were sold out like instantly in the UK and Europe. And we're already seeing a lot of them sold out from like discount retailers here in the United States. So I don't want to create any extra FOMO or anything like that. And realistically, I'm making this video to kind of point out that this is in fact a 2-week pre-order period, in case anybody was wondering, because I know for me, it was definitely like a surprise, but not a surprise. But I think it is important to bring things like this to people's attention in case they might not have noticed. Now a quick message from today's sponsor. CMO Games has been selling Games Workshop products online for over 20 years. They carry the full line of Games Workshop products, including Warhammer 40,000, Age of Sigmar, Necromunda, Blood Bowl, paint tools, and more. Almost all Games Workshop products are priced at 15% off MSRP. CMO Games takes pre-orders for most Games Workshop products released at their earliest date possible. 12:01 a.m. on Saturday, they go live. Most of these pre-order products are also priced at 15% off MSRP. CMO Games offer free shipping in the US 48 with an order of $50 or more. Their customer service is top-notch and they ship most orders within 24 hours. Visit CMOGames.com using the affiliate link in the description and let them know that you heard about CMO Games from Warhammer Man. Now back to the video. But that being said, here we are like hours after the pre-orders have gone live for the Christmas boxes in the United States, and everything is still available. So I definitely did say it was a flawless launch. And while I understand there were some issues in other countries, and obviously this is a 2-week pre-order period, so they weren't expecting things to sell out instantly within minutes. If it's actually going to be like 2 weeks when people could pre-order this, if nothing's available, it's kind of pointless. But I gotta say, at least here in the United States, so far, now granted, it's still pre-order launch day, and we're only a few hours after the launch, the queue system is still running nicely. It was only about a 15-minute wait. All the boxes are still available for pre-order, and while there's a couple things I don't like about the Games Workshop site, and it's been kind of a pain in the butt, overall, everything has gone flawlessly. Now, of course, I do think Games Workshop should have been very clear that it was a 2-week pre-order period. In the past, they have always been very, very clear and very, very direct when there was a 2-week pre-order period, and we didn't see the mention of it anywhere in any of the articles or videos, unless I missed it, and that is always possible. But I gotta say, with the Christmas launches so far, that's the only issue, at least in the United States. So let me know what kind of issues you guys have had and where you're located so I can have a better idea as to where the problems actually occurred. It sounds like so far, a lot of stuff, especially the 40K boxes, were sold out instantly in the UK and also a lot of places in Europe as well. But obviously you can see here, they're still available in the United States, at least for now. A lot of the secondary retailers that offer an online discount have actually sold out very quickly, which I'm not surprised about. But if you are after any of these box sets, if you haven't secured them yet, and you're going to be salty if you don't get a hold of one, even if you do have to pay full price for it, might be the time to throw in the towel and say better safe than sorry and pick up the one you really want. So let me know down below. Always like to hear back from you guys in the comments. Always appreciate your feedback and everything. And if you did miss out on any of these boxes, I'm definitely sorry and hate to see that. But there's still tons of them floating around, obviously, because they're not even out yet. So I wouldn't throw in the towel just yet that you're not going to be able to get a hold of one. You just might not be able to get the best discount on it. And as always, special thanks to CMO Games for sponsoring the video. Check out the link in the description to save 15% on Games Workshop products. And when you do order from them, make sure to let them know that Warhammer Man sent you. That's it for today. Warhammer Man Studios, I'm Warhammer Man, and I really hope everybody gets what they want this Christmas. And I'm out of here.